Hi everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. I have an unboxing to share with you today. I think this is my special paper that I ordered from off of Etsy, Danica 58. She was selling or is selling these different size traveler's notebooks that feature this Cosmo light paper. I debated about it for a while, then I decided to take the plunge because I felt like since fountain pens are a new hobby of mine, I thought it would be good to try different papers and really determine what my favorite kind of paper to write on is with the fountain pens. It was a little bit more money than I really would like to spend, and like I was starting to say, I went back and forth, but did finally decide to do it. So I ordered this like a month ago, and I asked Sarah Martinez on YouTube how long it took to get hers, and she said, oh, it's really quick once you place your order. So I figured I did something wrong, and I talked to the Etsy store, Danica 58, and they said, yeah, you placed your order, but you forgot to give us your phone number, and we couldn't send it without a phone number because DHL will not deliver without a phone number. So we finally got that straight, and really just, maybe less than a week later, here I am getting to open this package, which I believe is from Japan. So this paper is supposed to be very fountain pen friendly, and I want to do a little writing test with the things that I normally use, which are fountain pens. I put them all in here for now. I think I have them all in here. Yeah, I do. I also use this Papermate pen quite often. Just when I need a regular pen, I use the Sharpie pen all the time for journaling. I use these fairly often. The Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen, the brush variety is what I like. I haven't tried others. And then I use, and I don't have one in front of me, but I use a regular black gel pen typically for some of my journaling. So I grabbed all the stuff that I always use. These are my go-tos, and thought we could do a little test together. And let me see what's in here. I'm just holding it off camera a minute. Okay, so it's just the, this is the receipt in here. That's what I was feeling there in the package. I have some Christmas music playing in the background. I hope it doesn't overpower us here, but I think it's soft enough level that is good. I like to have some instrumental Christmas music playing as background a lot of times during the holidays when I'm doing my stuff I need to do in the kitchen or journaling or whatever. And I also have my little Christmas mug here. I can't tip it too much because it's got cinnamon hazelnut coffee in it, but it says, baby, it's cold outside. And I wanted to say this spoon sticking up makes me think, I heard this joke a while back where this person says, doctor, every time I drink coffee, my eye hurts. Or I get a pain in my eye, and the doctor says, well, you have to take the spoon out of the mug. It's so stupid, but it's so funny because I had that spoon in there, and that kind of made me think of it. Okay, let's see. Drum roll. The packaging is getting smaller and smaller with each unwrapping, which is not a problem. Just funny. Okay. Have my scissors handy, finally. Not always the case. Semi-prepared for this video. Again, not always the case. It's almost like with me, it's like, okay, this is a good time. I've got my errands run. I've done the up store mail run for my husband's company, or the business he works for. You know, this and that. The dishes are caught up. Okay, time to make a movie. Okay, so we're getting closer. I do appreciate the good wrapping though, because you don't want to spend a decent amount on something and then it comes beat up. So this is really nice. The shipping is, the killer here is about $15. And I'm embarrassed to say how much I spent, really. But I will just, not that I owe an explanation, but it is money that I have that is more or less fun money. So if you're watching and you feel like it's wasteful, or you think, oh, I wish I had money to do that, I'm not from a wealthy family. I just have a little job that I do that gives me some spending money. So I typically use it for things like this. Anyhow, I don't know why I said that, but I know it's easy to feel discontent or envy if you think, gosh, they can afford that and I can't. Well, that's what I've chosen to do with this bit of money. So you can see it's bound here with, this looks like it's like some kind of tape. And if you're a book person, you probably know what that is. Is it bookbinding tape of some sort? You can see all the little mini, like, maybe you can. Not sure. Doesn't look clear to me, but hopefully it's coming out clear. Just like several little signatures. One of the qualities that Sarah was saying about this, that also is talked about on the Etsy store, is its ability to lay flat like that, which I really like. Most likely I will take this out of my traveler's notebook cover when I'm using it because it's thicker. And I'm planning on using this for my everyday journaling. So the place where I go to write thoughts, feelings, what we're doing, just kind of a little bit of everything. I have separate journals for different focuses. I'm also starting a scripture writing challenge. It's put out by Mom Strong International, but I could use this for that, or I'm going to use it for my thought journaling. Not planning so much, but just a place where I keep record of what's going on. So it's the dot grid, and it looks like they are, I don't think I have the best lighting here today, little gray dots. And this cover, if you're wondering, is so smooth. Now, obviously, we're not writing on the cover, but it feels really, really nice. It's just kind of like a, I don't know, very slick feeling. Very, very nice. Let's go ahead and, I don't know if I want to do it at the beginning or the end. I don't like writing on this back page because I always feel like it has a different effect when you're writing on the back cover than when you're really into the pages. So we'll give it a few. When I ordered the first, I went to order one time, they were sold out. I went back and they had the big one, and that's the one that the larger paged one was back in stock. I ordered it. I didn't get it. I contacted Danica, and then she said, yeah, that whole story I was telling you. So I had, in the meantime, before I heard back from her, I ordered a second one, which is like 100 and I want to say 92 pages. I'm certain that this is the bigger one. So I asked her to please cancel that order, and if they had the large one still, that I would like to get that. So I think that's what I have. I just had to hop off there a second. My daughter had a question about lunch. She asked, what do I suggest for lunch? And I said, just pretty much about whatever you can find in the refrigerator. So let's give ourselves, you know what I'll do? I'll do it this way. Giving myself a few blank sheets at the back for future pen tests. But in order to get the more cushy effect of having several pages, I'll write here instead of here. So the basic is just this profile pen. I wish I could find the marker that I like. It's a, I can't even think. It's like a Pilot G2 .10. I love the thick line of the gel, but well, it's just, I don't know. Blah, blah. We'll do the Merry Christmas again. So, that feels nice, but it's kind of just ink on paper. But I want to work my way up to the fun of trying the fountain pens. Let's try a marker. at this point, I don't know that I sense anything differently, but I'm also standing at my craft counter, and it would probably really help me to be sitting down where I could focus on being comfortable and writing better. But I got a new batch of these brush pens recently. I've been practicing the calligraphy type or brush lettering with these, but for now I'm just gonna do your basic Merry Christmas, because I can only do that when I'm holding the pen a certain way and sitting down and hovering over it. So, these kinds of pens aren't that particular. So that's maybe not the best test. So let's do a few different kinds of, I guess it doesn't matter the style of the fountain pen, it's more the ink in it. This is Benu Briolette, and this is the Luminous Amber, in case you're wondering. Glows in the dark, super pretty. This has a shimmering ink. It's the J. Urban Rouge Hematite. So I'm just going to give it a little shake and try to get that shimmer effect moving. It tends to pool. So I want to see if this shows any, whoops. Okay, that was a clever maneuver there, caught on screen. Shook it all over. Good thing I had this mat down here. Okay, this guy. So that is like super unimpressive, but I really think I need to work with that ink. So let's try a different one. Like I don't know. If you've got a pen you like to use the shimmer inks with, please comment below, because I have not had as good of luck with those as I would like to have had. I feel like I get the best result with a shimmery ink when I'm using a dip pen. So there, that's all pooled there. I'm trying not to get my hand through that, and I'm looking around in front of me and I see nothing with which to blot that up. Okay. Now this is super nice. Very wet, very glidey flow of the ink. This is Ancient Copper by Diamine. And it's in a, obviously, if you're not familiar though, it's a Lamy Safari, and I have a broad nib on it. I definitely like how that ink works on this paper. The shimmer one, it's super dry, so it might be drying out. I might need to put more ink in there. It's a variety of things that could be the cause there. Let's try my Kaweco Brass Sport, and I'm trying to think of what I have in here. It's the Frog. Yes, Frog. I love Frog. Jen, if you're watching, thank you again for that sample. I've been loving it. Yes, very, very nice. It's getting a nice broad line. And this has a very pretty shimmer too. I'm not really necessarily, yeah, I kind of can see it when I tip it a certain way in the light, but it may not be apparent to you. And even this Rouge Hematite, I can see shimmer, but it's unlikely that it's showing. But there is that element. It's just a real dry flow. So I think this is getting dried out or something, or I need more ink, because it doesn't normally write scratchy and dry like that. Okay, and let's just, let's see. This is Monteverde Scotch Brown. Let's see how we like that. And this is a medium nib. All of my nibs are broad except for my 1.1 stub nib and this one, which is the medium. The rest are broad. So this one, I like that medium nib with some inks. It definitely feels more like a pen, like a traditional pen, and so it's worked well for note-taking and stuff. But I don't know that I quite like the feel as well. on this. It's good, actually, as I write more. It's a nice flowy feel, but I think the broader nibs, I guess I can't get away from liking those the best. This is also broad, as I've been saying, and this is the Oroshizuku Yamabudo, the Bordeaux or the crushed grape one, and I am absolutely loving this ink. There, combination of Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. Happy Christmas, yeah. Very wet, very flowy. Love that. And because I want to use my fountain pens in this notebook, I'm really glad that I'm having this favorable response from the ink, result from the ink, I guess I should say, because that's what I got this for, is to enjoy all these inks. Sometimes on a lesser quality paper, you don't get the ink characteristics showing through as much. So I thought, yes, I want to buy a paper that I'm going to write in a lot, that has attributes that allow the ink's qualities to show forth. So this is Aurora Purple. I just did a video on the inks I'm using for December, which are an unlikely combination, but I just tried to get a variety of colors that would go good or would just work with different journal decor I'm adding this time of year. That's really nice too. So far I'm loving the Yamabudo the most. When I fiddle around with the Band ink, I think I'm going to really like it on here too. Not getting as much shimmer from the frog, but then again I may need to shake that up, or not shake it too much or I'll get spots like that, but kind of see what's going on with that or add some more ink. I don't need to spin that one. This is another Pilot Oroshizuku ink. This is the let me think, Kujaku, which is Peacock. Oh my gosh, yes, that is really, really nice. I mean, as soon as it's on there, it feels really nice. So a lot of similarities here. I have all the same kinds of pens. I have several of the same varieties of ink. This will be interesting. This is the 54th Massachusetts by Noodlers. It's a big, wet, bold ink anyway, in a broad nib. So I'm always happy with how it writes. Yes, and it feels really nice on this paper too. It's just one of those inks that just, whoopsie, pour out of the pen. And I feel like my handwriting can be a little bit nicer when I'm sitting down. Some of the videos I do sitting at the kitchen table, and the bulk of them are here in our family room where I have there's a big counter and I use it for crafts, so I don't have a good sitting place here, so I don't feel like I can write as nicely. And then this, of course, is the Noodlers Heart of Darkness. Your basic black, but water resistant, very wet and flowy. My favorite words of the day. I definitely am liking this paper with these inks, and I'm just, the basic inks, the ballpoint pen or whatever you call it, and the marker, I don't know that that's doing anything for me. If I had my profile, not profile, but my G210 or whatever it is, I might like it better. And I think this one's drying out. Might like it better if it weren't on the verge of drying. But definitely like the fountain pens. That's what I'm planning on journaling with, so super exciting. Here where this Band ink has dried, can you see the shimmer? It's such a pretty ink. I just don't get the shimmer effect and the different colors that are present in that ink very often. When I was looking at inks and I wanted to try something like that, the things that I looked at, like where you go to look to buy it and it shows you all the neat color, it's supposed to show forth green. I never get that happening. So I guess I just need a different pen. Here, I'm going to blot that, but there we go. Get the shimmer in that little blotting spot. But yeah, I would appreciate any thoughts that you have about the shimmer inks and what a good pen would be to best get that shimmer effect to show on the paper. Okay, and then last but not least, ooh, that's really nice. This is another Noodler's ink. It's the Green Marine. This is the 1.1 stub though, which I prefer the broad. I don't like this quite as well, but that felt really good. So maybe this paper and this ink and that pen combination will be something that will change my opinion on this a little bit. It's not a bad experience, but it really, not knowing what I'm talking about, it does feel scratchier if you don't hold it a certain way. I bought it totally new to the pen world, and I wanted to try it because I thought it was going to be a broader line, but I'm finding that the broad TWSBIs are plenty broad. So there you go. This is go to Danica 58 on Etsy. And this is the Cosmo Light notebook. I got the 300 something version. This is the standard traveler's notebook size. I know what I'll do before we go away for the day. Let me take, because that's the wrong string, let me take these couple of notebooks out of my standard notebook that's right in front of me. This is not the one I'll be using, but I will be using a similar sized one, my Midori Traveler's Notebook. I guess it's just called Traveler's Notebook Company now. So you can see, I'm not going to bother putting it in the strings right now, that is going to be a super nice full fit, and I won't have to have a lot of journals in there, and I will just carry the one. Like I said, my Traveler's is very similar to this Start Bay notebook. I love this notebook, by the way. Totally different than anything else I have, but I love it. It smells so good. And I almost wish I didn't buy the Traveler's and just would have kept this one, but I was wanting to experiment. And I think I'm just as happy with this one at this point. Anyhow, it's very similar in size, and I think that's going to work real nicely. This one's a little stiffer though, and the Traveler's one will, I think, kind of mold to this notebook a little bit better. But that kind of gives you an idea of how that's going to fit in your basic standard size Traveler's notebook. This is not an extra wide or anything. So it will fill up with writing and maybe a few stickers here and there or something, like if I go somewhere and get a sticker from that location, or I want to put in a little Ivy Canon printer photo. That's the kind of thing that's going to be in here, but it's not going to be super scrapbooky, more about the journaling. So anyway, that's all I have for you today, but I hope that was interesting. Maybe if you've been playing around with looking into one of these, that might help you decide. Once I write in it more, I'll know if I like it better or less than the Midori, not the Midori paper, the Tomoe River paper. This does feel thicker, and I believe that it is. I don't have any stats in front of me, but it doesn't feel like just a touch of here. It doesn't feel that different to me. It feels maybe similar to the MD paper, but this is my first experience writing, so we'll have to do more of a recap later on after I've played around with this. But I'm really loving how almost all these inks work on here, and my favorite inks definitely work well on here. The Yamabudo, the Jaku, how do you say it? 54th Massachusetts, Heart of Darkness, Green Marine. Those are my wetter flowing inks. They're doing well. Oh yeah, and the Ancient Copper. So those are colors I reach for often, and I think that I will really like writing in this with them. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Christmas is getting close. Hope you have a great holiday. If I don't see you before then, talk to you soon.